Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Super pumped you're here as we're ready to start this Monday morning. It is June 10th, 2024. I hope you're doing fantastic. 7 more days, my birthday. I'm excited about that. 55, right in the middle there. Pretty excited. I can't believe where 55 years have went, but they've gone, and I'm here. But pretty exciting coming into the summer. I just love the summers. Just a lot of good energy, a lot of fun, really cool stuff. Remember, we got our metaphysical morning ritual. Make sure you take time for self-care. Show up for yourself. That shows value. Make sure you listen to Coach Cast. You're here. Pat yourself on the back. You're doing it. Good job. Great job. You're here. And then plan your day with the 7 Ps. What does that mean? Have the proper perspective. Set daily priorities. Focus on improved performance. Have patience with these things. Keep great posture. Get those shoulders back. Stay present and persist. Excited. All right, we got a big week. What are we going to be doing? Well, we're getting into the idea of passion and doing what you love. We're getting into ILD a little bit more. Intelligent life design. I love teaching it. Got thousands of people around the world who have literally living the ILD life, have changed their life because they've taken on a different way of thinking. We're going to get into that today a little bit about passion and passion versus purpose and some ideas there. It's going to be a good day. Tomorrow, we're into our book study. Hopefully, you're enjoying it. Human Design for Business, Peg Me. We're going to talk a little bit about part 1 tomorrow. Discovering Your Unique Blueprint to Build a Business and a Life That You Love by Jamie L. Palmer. Just a random book that I found on human design. Wanted to jump into this a little bit. Again, book studies are for you. You don't have to do them. They're here on Tuesdays. It's just giving you another book, a new way to think, something different every month, right? So human design, interesting concept, free test you can take. Have not included it into white belt yet. Maybe at some point, jury's still out. Want to hear your opinion. Did it peg you? How do you feel about your human design if you're doing it and reading this book? Is it pegged you? It really did with me. I'm a manifesting generator, which was pretty interesting, and it did get into that. But we'll get into that a little bit tomorrow. Wednesday, we've got, how do you find your passion? Now, with that, we have a resource called 7 Days of Finding Your Passion. It's a little course that I put together, or booklet that I put together years ago. You can get that in your resources area. A couple of new people asked me, where do I find these things? If you go in the community, there's a tab up there. There's actually a coach, the assistant that you can ask questions to that's there. And there's also a tab there for resources, and you'll find a plethora of resources that you can download and use as a Morning Coach member. Okay, so you'll see them all there. Just go to the resources tab in the community. Okay, we're going to be using the community more and more. I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the week. We've got an Ask JB on Thursday. That's when I answer your questions. Friday, we've got, can you really make money with your passion? We're going to talk a little bit about that. ILD ideas. Dr. Paul on Saturday, killing it. Love you, Dr. Paul. Thank you. And then Sunday, of course, building more faith in your personal belief system, especially when you're out there building. So great week planned. A lot of things happening. As always, there is a lot going on. We have a new group started. If you haven't seen this, this is a very private group. Yes, I'm very serious in the video with the application because we're talking about manifesting and some deeper metaphysical concepts, okay? So this isn't for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. The cost is free to Morning Coach members, but you have to apply to the group. We're going to start that on my birthday, June 17th, will be the first content coming out. Be coming in various ways. We are going to use the community. It just works. It'll also get us interacting with the mobile app a little bit more, and I'm excited about what we're going to be bringing there. Again, there's no cost, but there is an application. I want to make sure you understand what you're getting into. It's not Morning Coach. I want to make sure that's clear. It's not Morning Coach, but I am doing it as something I want to teach and help you learn. I'm really manifesting at a high level. New things are coming in my life. It's really exciting, and I've been studying this for years, and I'm excited to bring it to a special group of people. Again, you have to apply because it's not just something that you just sign up for and you show up and it's like, okay, I'm going to do this one time and not show up again. It's if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You need to commit to the study. You need to commit to the things we're talking about. You need to commit to be open to new ideas. And we got a great group already starting to be established. So the issue is, and I'm just going to say this, I say this in the video, The problem when you bring a group of people together and you're really focused on manifesting or bringing something into the world, a belief system. And again, this is a Morning Coach productivity structure. Yes, I go into this a little bit, but we're going into the depth of bringing things together. If you have one person in there that isn't committed to the group and isn't committed to working together to do it at a higher consciousness and focused on that, it'll ruin the whole group. It'll even ruin it for me. So that's why I'm being real strict with it. I want to make sure you're ready to go and you're ready to really, kind of let your old self go and go to the forward. So that's why it's not for everybody. If you're doing great, hey, Morning Coach is kicking it. Just keep kicking it with us, right? But if you're somebody that really would like to see some significant life changes in your life, fill out the application. There's some non-disclosure stuff in there, and there's a reason, because we're going to cover some ground. It's not therapy. It's not coaching. It's not financial advice, but it's a deep thing we're doing. And again, you find that application in the community. There's an announcement there. If you can't find it, you can always email info@morningcoach.com, and we'll get you the application. You fill out that application. Let me know what you're about, what you're thinking about. And then I'll be sending out information on where we're meeting and what we're doing. Very esoteric group, very private group, cone of silence. No, we don't want people discussing that. So it's going to be in a very private discussion area that we'll be working in with that. Okay, enough about that, but you can find that in the application area. Again, there is no cost to it, but the commitment level needs to be there. And I'm not asking for a time commitment. A couple people ask me that. Do I have to give up? No, I'm asking you for participation. A structure that you're actually going to do the steps and work and go do it. So there is no quote unquote time. You're going to have to spend some time, but I'm not saying, hey, you got to give up work. No, you can do it at your own pace, like everything we do, but you do need to show up. Like, you need to be committed to the things we're doing. If we have a group meeting, then you come, but most of the stuff will be educational in nature and be communicated at a time when you can, at your convenience, which is important to me. I like to do things like that so it doesn't interfere with your life. Okay. So that group is there. You can go in the community and sign up for that. Also, Des, a new member just came on. Des was going through our trial and really came up with some good ideas and said, hey, the companion needs to move to the back of the onboarding. And I agree with that. So that's was a really cool thing. Des, I just wanted to tell you, I appreciate you going through our trial and going through everything as a new member and really giving some feedback. That's what Morning Coach is about. We're trying to get better. Not everything's perfect. You know that. Everybody knows that with me. And our membership, it's all about us working together to make this better. Obviously, we've got, Jurgen has put so much time into this. Vitas, who's, a couple of our black belts who are really helped out, now working on the planning system and doing some things at a higher level that are just making this better. It truly is a community, and some of the people are just amazing in this group. I mean, just so many amazing people. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing like the private thing too. We'll be using the community a little bit more, and that way it'll increase the value for everybody. Because I'm telling you, this is the best community in the world. There's just nobody has a better community. There's just amazing people around the world that are making the world a better place. And I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. Okay, so let's get into it. Organizational stuff is out of the way. We're all good with that. We're going to get into passion and doing what you love. And there's always this question, is it passion or purpose? And truthfully, a lot of times you'll hear coaches or teachers talk about, don't do things that you're passionate about. Do things that you have a purpose to. I think it goes hand in hand. I really feel you've got to find some things that you really love to do. If you've got a JOB, and a lot of people do, and it's generating revenue, that's fine. The next step is to be finding out, are there some things that you can layer into your life that bring passion, that are exciting, that turn you on, that get you excited, that you lay in bed and sleep at night and think about doing. When you find those things, even if it's something that's competitive, like for me, golf, getting a little better at golf, it's not so much that I love the game. It's so much I want to get better at it. So I'll lay in bed and think, okay, what can I do to get better? As I've gotten worse, okay, because I took time off from Florida and we don't play as much up here. Once I get back to Florida, we'll be playing more, but there's a big plan going on. I got a 2 to 5 year plan that I'm working on. Being up here, I'm here more for my parents right now. I'm here for my mom. I'll just admit it. And I want to be here. And as I'm doing that, as I'm focused on my parents, other things get take precedent, and you lose a little bit. So I'm trying to get a little better. It's a summer, so it's my opportunity to do that. So it's not really a passion of mine. I don't know. I just want to get better at it. I want to get better. So there is a purpose behind it. So I don't think, we got to be cautious of just saying, hey, I'm doing it because I'm passionate about it. I think there needs to be an underlying purpose behind it. And that's why we do Morning Coach, right? Morning Coach is about systems and structure. And really, that's what it's about, energy and making sure you have the right system, structure, and energy to do the things you need to do to live your best life. And so when you're doing that, you're going to find some things that you really enjoy. And you may find some things that you really enjoy, but you don't want to do what it takes to build that part of it. Like, for example, speaking. Had an opportunity to go last week. I love speaking, but I don't want to be a professional speaker. I don't want to be on the road all the time. It's just not something that I want to do. And so as much as I like that business and have a passion for it, know I can connect with people, and the business grows so much faster when I'm on stage. I mean, everybody's like, get on stage. The whole team, everybody's always telling me, you need to go out. I get it, because that's where, we get so many awesome people when we're out. It's just not something I want to do. So I'm passionate about it, but the purpose is not there. And the structure isn't there to build that, because I'm not willing to do what it takes to build that business. And I think that's a big issue when it comes to passion, when it comes to ILD, is that there's a lot of people who are like, I want to do this, right? But when it comes down to what is necessary to do that, they aren't willing to do that. And so that clarity is so important when it comes to understanding what we're building in ILD. Now, I personally love to see people have an ILD structure on the side. Okay, so if they're making money, they always have something going. I mean, one of the tenets of ILD is to never retire. Get away from this idea of retirement. I saw a friend who was retiring on Facebook the other day, 30 years of teaching. Retiring. Well, what does that mean, right? Well, you're just going to go fishing? I don't know what that means. That's just not even part of my vocabulary anymore. I would never retire from the things that I do. I just do things to make money and generate revenue and have fun and impact people. So finding that is important, that you have something that you won't retire from on the side. It could be a million different things. And can you generate money from it? We're going to talk about that on Friday. But yes, I look at golf, like I said, was kind of a passion at one point. I just want to get better. But then I started coaching professional golfers, understanding golf. Golf has made me a lot of money, not only in that direction as far as working with people directly, but also growing the business. I have a lot of people here that are golfers. A lot of people I've met on the golf course. Ira, our awesome financial planner, is in our international inner circle. He, I met him on the golf course years ago. Came around and said, hey, I started following your stuff on Facebook. I want to check this out. Marv's listening. Another awesome golfer that I met who is a very successful business person that comes and listens to Morning Coach. So there were so many things that you do that everything kind of connects and everything kind of works. I'm reading Gary's new book on day trading social media, and it's very similar. Like, you put interests and hobbies out there, and when somebody's looking for something, all of a sudden they say, oh, well, JB's into that. JB's into golf. Maybe he's a good person that I should listen to, because we both have that interest. So yes, you can make money, and we'll go into this more on this on Friday, but I think even more so nowadays with the way the world is that you can take these subtle passions that you have and put it in the world. You just have to get over yourself and the imposter syndrome and really believe in yourself that you can, and that's the mental health side. And that's where the takeaway of listening to Morning Coach on a daily basis, taking time for self-care, is so critical. If you aren't dedicated to those few things, getting here at least 3 to 5 times a week, taking care of yourself, it's the system doesn't work well. The people that are having tremendous success, Jurgen, for example, just came to the group a couple weeks ago, has a tremendous opportunity. Just been manifesting like crazy. He's very involved in the system. He's structured. He's organized. He's listening on a daily basis. He even does a daily spiritual because he's very scientific. He wanted to learn a little bit more about that, so he posts in the community. So when you figure things out, and again, everybody's different, you've got to figure out what works for you. That's why we've got this system, to keep you organized, to keep your mental health sharp, to keep your emotional intelligence in place, so you can focus on something new and interesting that you want to do that aligns with your passion. Same thing, understanding that your passion may change. As you get older, things change. Things have changed for me. The things I liked when I was younger, and a lot of them I don't like anymore. I just don't follow them. I was a big baseball fan. I remember when the Chicago White Sox, I used to listen to the radio. This is how far it goes back. It's in the 70s, because it used to be on the radio, on AM radio, and I would be laying in bed at 10 at night or 8 at night if they're on the West Coast, 9, 10, and I would have a little scorebook, and I used to write in there the scores. I'd like, oh, that's a hit, and you'd make a runner. Have you ever seen a baseball scorebook? I used to do that years ago, and I got into baseball. I loved it, and then there was a strike or something happened in the 90s, and I just never really watched baseball again. It was a passion. I had Stratomatic baseball. I used to play it. I loved that. And I just kind of lost it. I'm not a big fan. NFL, I used to be a big Raiders fan. Fly out there every year, had so many friends. I watch it casually, but it's not a passion anymore. So passions are going to change. And that's why we've got to be flexible inherently in the things we're doing and why we build systems the way we do and why we come into December. We have our planning. If you're new, it's okay. You don't have to wait to December, but this is an annual system. We get organized, we get focused, and then all of a sudden we can make changes. We're in a due month, so it's not a month to make massive changes, but we'll give you the time when you say, okay, let me look at the things that are working, or maybe that's not a passion. But realize sometimes passions just get old. Like you need a break from them. Golf's a good example of that. Sometimes, if you're like me, you get into it so much that you burn it out. Sometimes you just got to take a break, even from your passion. Same with a relationship. Sometimes, what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Sometimes you just need some separation, right, from the things you're doing. But passion is awesome, and we're going to get into it this week. We're going to talk a lot about the ILD ideas. I'll be bringing some concepts within the community, some more resources. Again, if you're looking for that, there's a coaching assistant in there. It says assistant, and also there's a resources tab, and you can download any of those resources. There's a ton of resources in there. That's all available for you at Morning Coach. And then for those of you that are really wanting to take dive into the pool of metaphysical thought and concept, grab that application, watch the video, understand why I'm asking those questions, because it's a very serious commitment to yourself that I just don't want dabblers. Like if it's something you want to do, do it. And it's not for everybody, but it's not going to cost you anything. You're just going to need to commit to coming in. I want to know you. I want to understand what you're going after, and I want to provide the tools for you to manifest that life you want, and also have everybody else kind of focusing that energy. And that's why it's important. You're in. Like, I'm in. We're going to do this. Okay? So you can find that application in the community, or you can send an email to info@morningcoach.com. You must be an active Morning Coach member to participate in the group. That's my only qualifying thing. Again, there's no money involved, just a little bit of time, a little bit of energy. There'll be some resources, some books you need to buy. But I need you to focus in on being a participant that will allow that energy to flow so all of us get the same benefit, including yourself. Okay? So let's get out there, have a great one. Massive love to you. I'm glad you're here. It's going to be a great week. We're starting this week off Monday, and we'll get to the book study tomorrow. So go have a great day, and I'll talk to you right here tomorrow on morningcoach.com. Go do it to it today. Get that passion, get that energy going.